That's all I got, man. Did you have anything else you wanted to add? Red Wings suck. Well, I just made that quick note. But other than that, I got nothing.
Yeah, man. I watched just because I listen to sports talk radio every day, and Red Wings were such a hot button topic that I was like, man, I don't even really watch hockey like that, but I watched it last month just to see do they and and it's so crazy, man. It's not will they win the championship, is will they make the playoffs? Can they make the playoffs? They gotta make the playoffs. Can they make the playoffs? And they did not make the playoffs. But this you talk about a real. This will be a real because I don't know a whole lot about hockey,
Yeah, me neither.
but
The only reason I know the same reason you do is because they talk about it so much on sports radio. And from what I hear, we have a decent team, but for some reason in March we cannot win a game to save our lives. We play good all season long, and then March comes along and we get amnesia and forget how to play hockey. And it's just like, what the hell?
this is Marcus's parachute in and hurry up and read the room assessment of the Red Wings. They have a leadership problem. They have a bunch of guys who are all looking for each other to step up and be a leader. And the thing about hockey is that only one of those players out there has a C on their chest.
All right.
There's no, I mean, there's the de facto captain in basketball. There's multiple captains in football. There's no captain in baseball, but there's a captain in hockey. And Dylan Larkin is the captain of the Detroit Red Wings. And it was like the first game I watched. Like the first game that I watched, ironically, just pretty much summed it all up for me. They lost the game. Somebody knocked Dylan Larkin on his ass. And this is hockey, like I know it's
Yeah.
kind of changed over time, but
When you
but
get
they
up
not,
on your ass, you get up and you get in that guy's face.
yeah, and he did not get in that guy's face. He kind of just laid there. Everybody just kind of looked at him. they lost the game. Like your captain just got knocked on his ass, and like nobody responded. There was no beef stew out there. No, there was no beef stew. And
Right, right.
matter of fact, the only guy who did respond was, in my mind, again with the 4 games that I watched at the end of the year. The only guy that responded was Alex DeBrincat. And Alex DeBrincat is like my height. He's like 5'7", 5'8", and this guy finally, like, the game's over. They lost. The game's over. And DeBrincat's like, fuck it, I'm gonna fight.
Right.
I was like, that's my guy. I like this guy. And on
It's
top of that,
always
he's like,
it's always the guy with the Napoleon complex.
hey man, we gotta let it be known, bro. We gotta let it be known. And he let it be known. He got in the fight. He lost the fight too. I ain't gonna hold you up. He lost that fight. But hey, he was out there, and I was like, man, it didn't dawn on me at that time. But as I continued to watch and watch and watch, not only is this guy one of your best goal scorers, he's willing to fight, and he plays hard. It's like
He needs to be captain.
that dude should be captain. And it's just that Dylan Larkin's been captain this whole time. And the funny thing about Dylan Larkin being captain is that I think they went through like a whole season and they refused to give that man the C. And it's like, but everybody knew he was the captain because he was like the de facto captain. Everybody looked at him to be the captain. He's always been here. Like, he's the captain. But Steve Eiserman and I think the coach at the time, they was like, no, don't give him the C yet. And they made him earn it. But
Some people are not captain material. I mean,
he's not.
they have leadership qualities, but they're not the like I can't think of the player's name, but there was a player on the Lions team
Jared Goff.
that not this recent Lions team, older Lions team But he was a great player, man. Everybody looked up to him, but he when I asked him about it, he said, "I'm not a vocal leader. I like to lead by example." He said, "There are guys in the locker room for that. I'm not one of them. I'd rather show people what I can do on the field and lead by example than be an outspoken leader. There are plenty of guys out there that can step up and do that." And he named a couple of guys. Those are the guys you want to be your captains. And it sounds like DeBrinket needs to be the captain, and Larkin is just a guy that needs to lead by example. He can be one of your silent leaders. He can be one of your support leaders, but he doesn't need to be the guy. But if you're the Red Wings, do you strip this man of his C and embarrass him in front of the whole team? I mean, and then what I'm saying, he's got to wear that "I used to be your captain" uh moniker for the rest of the time he's with the team.
I gotta be honest, you do, because the thing about this guy is that's it, man. Like he's by all accounts, he might be their best player. If not, he's definitely a top 3 player on that team. Um, but yeah, man, like I said, he got hurt before I started watching it. He got hurt, right, and then he finally came back, and then somebody took a shot at him and checked him into the boards, and he took a nasty fall to the ice. Looked like he got knocked out for a minute. Um, and nothing, man. Like, and they asked him about the game, and I mean, after the game, they talked to him in the locker room after a loss, and he's just kind of got this whole like, yeah, I don't know what happened out there. Like, yeah, well, I mean, we got to be better. I do need some grit. I mean, he has no grit. Like, he's a great skill. He's a skill guy, man. He's a skill guy,
Yeah,
but he's soft. He's soft. That's the only way to put it, man. He's soft, and
he's making the team soft.
I mean, if everybody look at the captain is soft, then hey, fuck it, man. And I keep going back to K, man. Like, even when K wasn't on that court, like, hey, nah, we know what it is. Like, and we know
Right,
K
yeah.
coming back. So, we still gotta do our job. And they did their job. You know, I got some leadership questions on the Lions.
But you can't, but you
Dan
can't
Campbell,
be. Go
huh?
ahead. No,
Dan Campbell can only lead so much from the coaching position. Sometimes Saint,
yeah.
obviously Saint is leader. He'll go out there and down the field. But there's some other positions where I need to see a little bit more leadership from.
So I would say I would like to see because you're absolutely right with the Lions. Saint is definitely. I think Saint is like the alpha leader of the team because whenever you hear guys talk about the Lions and the and people who are inspire them to do stuff that I always hear Saint first. You know what I'm saying? That guy's in the locker room. Well, you're gonna hear it from Saint. You know what I'm saying? Well, when Saint is in practice, he's all about business. He'll tell you to shut the fuck up. You know what I'm saying? And then right behind him is Panay. Panay gives the speech at every game. He's hyping it up. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how vocal he is in practice. You know what I'm saying? You don't really hear guys mention him a lot about him in practice, but he's gonna give it all. He's gonna go out there and show his best. And then you've got your face of the team leader, the public leader, who is Jared Goff, who's vocal when he needs to be, and when he's asked a question, he'll be vocal. He's asked to do an interview. He's out in front the most, and people look to him as leader. But he doesn't have. I don't think he has as much of an effect as Saint or Panay. But what I think one thing that you're missing is I think you're missing some defensive leaders. Um,
There's a guy I'm thinking of. Might be a highest paid player behind Jared Goff.
wait, go ahead, man. Say it. Say. Don't tell me. No, who is it?
Nah, I mean, on defense, man, Hutch is getting all the money, and a lot of it is expected of Hutch. But I've been told that we don't need 2 Hutches. We got Hutch. Hutch is the man. Hutch plays, and he does. Hutch plays damn near every snap. But at the same time, though, I feel like Hutch is playing for Hutch. There's times I feel like Hutch is playing for Hutch.
Hutch is not a captain. I mean, don't get me wrong. Hutch is a captain, but Hutch. So, like I said, your guy on offensive Saint. You know what I'm saying? He's the guy that's gonna get the rest of the team in line. Hutch is not that. You know what I'm saying? Whenever Hutch is your fun loving captain that leads by example. Hutch is always smiling in the camera and oh yeah, he's a great guy and yeah, I just went out there and had fun. Hutch has a brand to protect, man. Hutch is yeah, I'm with you. Hutch is out there for what he has on this hat. Hutch. You know what I'm saying? Not to say that he's not a team guy, but it's only so far that he'll go with doing that. And I don't think Hutch is out there motivating the team. I mean, I'm sure he says his things, but I'm not. I'm sure he's not out there. Come on, guys, we gotta we gotta do this together. He's not calling the huddle around them, and we're gonna go out there and we're gonna do this. If anything, it's Jack Campbell.
Mm, mm. Yeah. That
And I don't
doesn't
and I
that
don't think
doesn't
Jack Campbell has that type of personality either.
no, he doesn't. That doesn't inspire any confidence either.
But that's why I said you need a captain on defense, and I don't think we have that guy out there.
Yeah, no, I mean you're probably right because this defense oftentimes looks like a unit who doesn't have a captain. Like I said, a lot of times I feel like Hutch is out there for Hutch. Jack Campbell, the way you described Hutchinson, minus the brand, um, like I'm gonna go out there and I'm gonna play my game and I'm gonna do my job and I'm gonna lead by example. That's how I would describe Jack Campbell. I think Hutch I think Hutch easily has it in him to be a captain, but I just think that I think it's a matter of focus, not a matter of personality.
Well, no, I'm not saying that he doesn't have it in him to be a captain. I just don't think he's interested in it. You know what I'm saying? Like Hutch doesn't. I think so. Hutch is not out there taking the rookies under his wing and teaching them the ropes. You know what I'm saying? If you come up to Hutch, I think if the rookies come up to Hutch and ask him something, he'll be as much help as possible, and then he'll get involved. But him say, "Hey, Rook, come here, let me show you something." That's not Hutch. You know what I'm saying? Um, Hutch is cool with the guys. You know what I'm saying? He'll come over and hey, what you guys doing? Oh man, you guys are crazy. And then he's out. You know what I'm saying? He's it's not that he's not a part of the team. It's just he's only willing to do so much. You need a guy and I think the defense had one probably one leader that took control, stood out and said, "Hey, I'm the leader of this defense, guys. This is what we doing. This is our identity." And you hated that guy, and he wasn't here long. He came out. He took control of the defense. He said it. He took him in the wrong direction. He got hurt, and he left. And that was CJ GJ.
And I agree with everything you just said, and you just said what I was gonna say, which is and I also want to add, I agree with everything you said, and I think that is, I mean, it's a huge problem because if Hutch doesn't step up and become that guy, then now somebody's gonna do it. And to your point, CJGJ is gonna walk in here and will, hey, uh, I'll be the leader. Nobody else want to be the leader. And like you said, I mean, I wouldn't even go as far as say he took him in the wrong direction. I would just say that eventually he turned it into about me. Like, nah, this is about me. I didn't rehab this hard to come back and play in the committee. Like that's not the voice that's not the direction. To your point, yeah, that's not the direction that you want coming from your leader in the locker room. So I find it odd, and it's crazy how we just happened upon this, but yeah, I've never really gave it much thought, but it's just crazy that we've been here this whole time, and yeah, we've yet to establish a defensive leader on this team, and I don't think it's any coincidence that every year the defense is always behind offense. Now, granted, they put way more into the offense than they had the defense, but still, like, even when the defense looks good, there's time when the defense looks good, and then the next time they'll just have a complete collapse, and it's like, I think wow, this year will really be interesting because you know what? If there was one guy who was the leader of this defense, it was Anzalone, and you just let him walk. And man, like they gotta find somebody, right? As far as the leader.
Well, you got to find somebody, man. Maybe, and it's sad to say, maybe one of these rookies will come in and be like Panay was when he came in this rookie year. Honestly, I think the clear and obvious choice would be the most unlikely choice because I think Kirby is a leader. I think Kirby should be the leader of your team, but Kirby is kind of a carefree guy, and he doesn't really have that personality. I think he could be a leader, but I just don't think he's too carefree, man. Kirby likes to laugh and joke and play around, and
Kirby's too carefree. Brian Branch is too, I'll just say, aggressive.
emotional.
Yeah, too emotional, too aggressive, too little. Yeah, he's hot headed kind of.
Yeah,
So yeah, Jack Campbell is a mild tempered type person.
yeah, he's
Aleem
underspoken,
McNeil,
soft spoken.
yeah, Aleem McNeil, same thing, mild tempered. Um, I'm just trying to go through the team. Terrion. The other thing about being a leader is you gotta be good too.
Yeah,
Right now, shit, DJ Reed is probably the guy that's probably got the loudest voice in that room right now.
and he's not. He's got the veteran experience. I don't know a lot about DJ Reed, so I can't speak on him. He was quiet as a church mouse last year.
Detroit